So there's 3 licenses, right? You have a 440 license for customer service. You can get that in a weekend. That doesn't allow you to really sell insurance.
What are we encouraging?
So we're encouraging the 2044 or the 220. Primarily the 2044 because we focus strictly on personal lines insurance.
So that's a Florida personal lines.
Florida personal lines license. You can open an agency with it. And that is a 60-hour course. The beautiful thing about it is that it's a go at your own pace type of license. So we've had agents complete that within less than 10 days. And then you have to pass that test. You sit for a state exam.
So there is a state exam.
There is a state exam.
They don't want anyone just running around selling insurance. You at least have to have a license for it.
We are selling a financial product, so you do have to go to school for a little bit to get that license. But once you have that license in hand, you just do continuing ed every 2 years, and you'll never have to redo that license.
A lot of younger people are influenced or hear or push in the direction of life insurance. I hear that a lot. There's lots of ads. Yeah. Probably a podcast even competing against us.
100%.
So the good news about life insurance, if I'm being honest, is the premiums are larger.
Yes.
And you get paid up front.
Yes.
What's the downside?
There's no residual.
Correct. You get paid one time.
Right.
And every month you're starting from zero. Right. In reality, does everyone need life insurance? Yes, but does everyone think they need life insurance?
No.
Does everyone have to have it? Auto insurance.
Yes.
Do they have to have home insurance if they have a mortgage?
Yes.
It's so much of an easier sell.
Correct.
With residual income.
Well, life insurance, you're selling 2, right? You're selling 2 parts. I'm selling you that you need to buy it, and then I'm selling myself on that you should buy it from me. Property and casualty, I'm just selling why you should purchase it from me, because if you have a mortgage and you drive a car, it's a product you have to have.
That's why it's silly, because it's such a good business, but it's a big secret, and no one goes to school thinking about it. Property and casualty insurance.
Well, we talk about, for years in the past, it was all P&C, property and casualty insurance, was always, my 65-year-old Ann has been doing it for 20 years. And really, if we're being honest, who wants to do that, right? Who wants to sit behind a desk every day and show up to Grandpa Podgy's agency?
I could have trained you that way. That would have been fun, huh?
Yeah, no, thank you.
We would have been here 15 years.
No, definitely would not have built this. But that's something that, yes, we're a sales organization. Yes,
of course.
But the product that we're selling is something that the consumers have to buy. And so we're just training our agents on how to be that resource for that consumer on choosing to buy it from them. And we have a lot of fun doing it, right? It's,
for sure.
It's, insurance itself. And this is where I always ask people, like, how many people have actually read a full policy, right? From page 1 to page 136.
We've had one agent.
Right.
So yes, right.
And they didn't make it.
No, they didn't, of course, because they couldn't sell anything.
Correct.
Okay.
Not to say we don't know what we're selling.
Correct.
But that's not what makes a successful agent. That's not what makes a successful business owner. We're in the people business.
Relationships.
Right.
Correct.
And that's really from building that relationship with our referral partners and also building relationship with our staff and our agents to help develop and mentor them.
So if someone would ask you, what is the best way to build an insurance agency? Mm-hmm. What do you say?
So I would say that the fastest way to build it is become really good yourself at your craft, right? And that's one thing that a lot of business owners, they try to figure out how to just have other people do it, right? So to me, is being really good yourself, and then duplicating that craft with 3 or 4 agents underneath you within our system of really the philosophy is how do I help other people build their business, and in return, that's going to help me build my business.
90% of people are terrified of cold calling. Do I have to cold call? Will they have to cold call? What kind of cold call would it be?
Right. So yes, you will have to cold call, but we call it warm call.
So warm.
Right. And so the way that we have it set up is when you're making that phone call under that same thought or philosophy of how do I help other people grow their business, you're basically calling on behalf of someone else that you have in your network to basically interview them to see if they have a product or a resource that can be a solution to the other business owner that you're calling on behalf of, to see if you can marry the two or merge the two to help them build their business. So you're not really calling to cold call and sell my services. You're calling to see if they have a product or a service that can help someone else, be better in their business.
Do we ever pick up the phone and call customers for insurance?
Never. We are 100% business to business, not business to consumer. Now, from those businesses, will we talk to the consumer? Yes, but we're being referred to that consumer. We're not cold calling that consumer directly.
So it's not really a cold call.
That's correct.
You are going to have to make phone calls.
Yes.
But it's really a warm call. And you don't really have to make that many to be successful. That's what's amazing about it.
We're at about 36 to 37% ratio to call to meeting. Once again, because why are we calling? To learn about that person, to learn about their business, to learn about the pain points in their industry, so that we can help be a solution outside of just being a really good insurance agent.
And we have 3 whole days of training just on that.
Correct.
Because that's what people are afraid of. I don't know anything about insurance, number one. I don't know how would I get one customer. I'm 20 years old. People are going to think I'm too young. How do we overcome this?
I think the first thing is being honest, right? And I think a lot of times people assume that they're going to be looked at because they're young as a disadvantage. And I found, talking with Tyler, talking with Brendan, talking with Vinny, 19 years old, right, that it actually works in their advantage when they're around the right people, that they look at it like, you know what? Good job. Like, good for you being 19-year-old entrepreneur trying to build something. Because once again, we're not out trying to convince or try to sell our products.
Correct.
They're out learning about these other people within their industries. And that's one thing I always tell people. Don't try to go into meetings and fake that you know their industry. Be transparent and say, I want to sit here, bring your notebook, right? Sit down, take notes, and learn about their business so that you can go out to other industries now knowing their business to see how you can find those solutions to their industry.
Also, briefly, I think one of the things that's important for everyone to know, we are actually a franchise company. But we have the best path to get to franchising, right? We all this teaching and all this training and all this help that we're giving you and mentorship to get you to this agency. Eventually, you're going to be your own franchise owner for one of our branches.
Right.
You don't have to come up with $1 million to buy a McDonald's.
No.
What do we charge for a franchise for someone who wanted to know?
$0.
Why do we do that?
Because we want to, well, real life, this one hits home, right? I looked at it like I have won basically every award with the companies that we've had as an individual production standpoint, right? But if I had to say, okay, I can only get into this industry if I have 60, 70, 80 grand behind me, I didn't have it, right? I didn't have pockets. I didn't have parents I could take a loan from. And so for us, we wanted to create a company where you can come in, zero money out of pocket. We're going to actually invest in you. And then you earn that franchise with that sweat equity of that $1.5 million book of business, so that we can capture and provide all the agents out there or young kids that don't have that money this same opportunity from other people that may have had that resource to be able to buy in.
Basically, you end up as our partner,
Right.
but a franchise, which is great, without having to come up with all that money.
Right, and they're earning it with their sweat equity coming into our system and building to that number for us to be able to give them that franchise.